Okay, welcome to our fifth day of our 25th annual Juneteenth celebration. And because of COVID, we decided to do our events virtual. And so we want to again welcome you to our 25th year anniversary of celebrating Juneteenth here in Waterloo, Iowa. And so our guest today is our Honorable Mayor Quentin Hart. We're going to have Mayor Robert Green from Cedar Falls join us. And then we have some awesome students that will be acknowledged as well today. So again, thank you for tuning in, Facebook, and share this with your family and friends and help us celebrate. Mayor Hart.
All right, thank you, Latanya. I mean, Mrs. Graves, so much for all your activity for the Black Hawk County NAACP director. And, you know, it's interesting because, Latanya, we can probably go back to 20 or so years when this first started at celebrating Juneteenth at the Martin Luther King Jr. Center, along with Mary Thoreau. So it just brings back a lot of memories. And for those that don't know, Juneteenth did not just become popular. It was a celebration, and there's some other names for it. It's also known as Freedom Day, as Jubilee Day, as Celebration Day, or sometimes a Black 4th of July. And for those that don't know, the Emancipation Proclamation of January 1st of 1863 was to abolish and end slavery. But Texas was still a stronghold, and it was one of the most remote states. So it wasn't until 1865 when they went in and liberated the slaves and abolished slavery in Texas. So it has deep, rich emotion. It has, stories of a troubled past, but also a triumphant past, because as you know, African Americans in slavery has gone through so much, and there's so many accomplishments yet and still. So Juneteenth is that reminder that the Liberation Day from the last state of Texas. And I am fortunate as mayor for the city of Waterloo to be able to deliver a proclamation from the city of Waterloo. And it says, whereas on June 19, 1865, Union soldiers led by Major General Gordon Granger landed at Galveston, Texas, to enforce President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation and declare freedom for all slaves. And whereas each year thereafter, former Texas slaves and their descendants joined in a celebration of freedom and commemoration became known as Juneteenth. And whereas across our nation, Americans celebrate Juneteenth, a day to reflect on the sufferings of slavery and to remember the joyful declaration of freedom. It is a time of rejoicing with family and friends and a time for planning the future. And whereas this celebration gives us the opportunity to commemorate African American heritage. And as we honor the courage and fortitude of our ancestors, we renew our commitment to combat injustice with the triumphant spirit of freedom. Now, therefore, I, Quentin Hart, Mayor of the City of Waterloo, do hereby proclaim June 19, 2020 as Juneteenth celebration in the City of Waterloo, and acknowledge the many contributions African Americans have made to our great nation. And today is important. It is an opportunity to recommit ourselves to confronting injustice wherever we find it and upholding the dignity of all people. And by doing so, we protect freedom and democratic ideals that will keep America strong for generations to come. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the city of Waterloo, Iowa, to be affixed. Juneteenth celebration. I don't, is Mayor Green is here. So now we will turn it over to Mayor Green of Cedar Falls.
Well, hello. Thank you very much. I apologize for the delay. Had another meeting go slightly long, and as you can see, I'm just outside City Hall. I'll be there in just a moment. So, Gwen, if you're welcome to give a slightly longer after speech, if you like.
Well, I think, what time is it? Because no one has ever said that I was a person of few words. I think after you're gone, we will definitely wait for a few moments. We also have a special presentation that we'll have after that as well. But I guess I can say with regards to civil rights, and as what we've seen over the past couple weeks, fight for justice, the fight for freedom and equality needs to be just as fierce today as it was 50 years ago. We've seen things take place around our country that we're absolutely not proud of. But what we've also seen is the birth of many young activists that are making sure when it comes to police reform that they're being heard. But also some other fronts that we need to make sure that we're not so segregated in as well, and that is for entrepreneurship. It's also for home ownership. That's also for economic development in areas of our community. That's also in education. And so, no, it's not 1865, and no, it's not 1965. It is 2020, and we still have challenges, and we still need people that are on the front line that are speaking truth to power, that are making sure that our communities have the resources that we have now. So we're just so thankful that we have a day right now to be able to celebrate our struggles, but also to celebrate all of our achievements as well. Mayor Green is at his desk now. There's two of you.
Oh, give me just a moment. All right, perfect. Okay, so I do have my Juneteenth proclamation, if you can hear me all right. And ours says, whereas on January 1st, 1863, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation declaring all enslaved peoples in the Confederacy shall be thenceforth, and forever free. And whereas on June 19th, 1865, Union soldiers arrived in Galveston, Texas, deep in the former Confederacy, to proclaim the end of slavery to the enslaved people of that region. And whereas June 19th is celebrated as Juneteenth, National Freedom Day, each year by descendants of more than 4 million enslaved people to commemorate the end of slavery. And whereas after 250 years of institutionalized slavery, descendants of these enslaved people have faced oppression through segregation, redlining, racial profiling, and other injustices. And whereas healing and reconciliation from the trauma of slavery and its repercussions can only occur through open, frank dialogue and a recognition of the dangers and damages caused by continued racism, both overt and subtle. And whereas the state of Iowa recognizes Juneteenth as an official state holiday, and whereas the Cedar Valley is home to a richly diverse community committed to the health, safety, and well-being of every one of its members, we, as the citizens of Cedar Falls, stand in solidarity with those pursuing equality, inclusion, and justice in their homes, workplaces, and communities in our region, across our state, and around the world. And whereas Juneteenth offers Cedar Falls residents an opportunity to reflect and act on our individual and community responsibility to ensure justice for every member of society. Now, therefore, I, Robert M. Green, Mayor of the City of Cedar Falls, do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2020 as Juneteenth in Cedar Falls, and encourage residents to celebrate the end of American slavery, work to end continued inequalities and endemic racism, and to actively participate in Juneteenth commemoration events, both physical and virtual, in Black Hawk County and beyond. Signed this 11th date of June 2020, Mayor Robert M. Green. So for just a couple of words I wanted to do, with the Juneteenth celebration, my understanding, being a new mayor, is that we've not traditionally celebrated this in Cedar Falls, and that will change this year. Difficult during the current year because of the COVID pandemic, but for Juneteenth and for the Martin Luther King Day of Service, I wanted to ensure that Cedar Falls has the ability and the knowledge and the awareness to be able to properly celebrate these events in the future. So very happy to produce a proclamation for this day and intend to do that every day in the years ahead. And I'm also very grateful to the Quentin Hart and for the NAACP of Black Hawk County for allowing Cedar Falls to participate and to see us as a partner going forward in addressing endemic racism.
All right, thank you very much, Mayor Green. Thank you for your participation too. It means a lot to the Cedar Valley, it means a lot to our community, and it's part of why I believe that our community, the Cedar Valley, is moving in the right direction and moving from more than just using the words like diversity to being inclusive of everything that we do in every practice. So thank you so much for your words as well. And I think when we take a look at Juneteenth and we talk about the history, we need to also take a look at our future. And today I have 3 young people here today that I am so honored to be able to award on behalf of the NAACP and Meridian Credit Union. We get an opportunity, and the first student I would like to ask to come up is Lakey Martin, who is a 12th grader at East High School. So Lakey, come on up and join me. This is the NAACP Courageous Leader Award, and it's proudly presented to Lakey Martin, 12th grade at East High School. So Lakey, you got to say something to us, man. Tell us what you're thinking right now. Tell us about how you ended up with this award too.
I'm just thankful to be able to get this award. Most likely I got this award because at all times I was just getting a leader on off the field anywhere I was at. Telling my teammates, classmates, always keep their head up, do a good job in class. Always keep them on the straight and narrow. And that's just how it was all year, everything.
All right. So you were a leader on and off the field, right? And we also have a small gift for you as well. You got less hands than me available right now. But let's you got family here with you.
My brother.
All right. So you ready to go? Congratulations again. Uh-oh. Lost my bicep. So yeah, you just keep it back. All right.
I'll grab it.
The next award I have is for Christopher Wright. Christopher over there, like, oh man, what's going on now?
They thought he was in trouble. We didn't tell him nothing.
Oh, he's going to real principles all the time. All right, this is the NAACP Courageous Leader Award, proudly presented to Christopher Wright, 8th grader at Carver Middle School. Congratulations.
Other than being surprised, why do you think you
ended up getting this award?
do you go to school?
Are you exemplifying some leadership and taking care of business when you're supposed to? I mean, those are all qualities of a leader. So you're in 8th grade, you're going into 9th grade next year. What school are you going to? East High?
Here's this award, and
Here's also a gift for you. So congratulations.
all right.
Also, last but definitely not least, I would like to call up Samaya Wallakin-Jones. Please come up.
Maya has the backpack on with
School books in there and laptops. So they're like, no, not really. So I would also like to present you with the NAACP Courageous Leader Award. It's proudly presented to Samaya Wallakin-Jones, 5th grade, Cunningham Elementary. Congratulations.
Thank you for this award. I'm very, very grateful because a lot of times I don't get this, and it's a great opportunity to be part of this. Also, I'm a leader because in tests at school, a lot of people were doubting themselves because they would get bad test scores. And I always said, be positive and try your best because that's what you do. Because you're all leaders.
All right.
All right.
inspiring
All right. All right. Thank you, Samaya. Congratulations.
So again, we just like to thank you all for attending the virtual NAACP sponsored by Veridian Credit Union Juneteenth celebration. Today is the actual date of Juneteenth, and we wanted to do that in a big way. And so we're really grateful to Mayor Hart and Mayor Green for participating in today. And we wanted to end with a huge highlight is, like the mayor said, our future. A lot of times, these are not necessarily the students that people think of as leaders, but like Samaya said, every single last one of the students are part of our future and part of the leadership that is in our community. Our kids are doing great and wonderful things, and we wanted to make sure that those students who won't always get that huge recognition get some today from the NAACP. So pass it back over to you, Joy. Thank you all for attending, and have a great rest of your day.
Happy Juneteenth.